Before you start any new health program or wellness program, you have to be aware that there's 5 things that are going to try to stop you from getting that done. We're going to go over today those 5 obstacles and the 5 antidotes for them. And you'll want to listen to this before you start doing anything, or at least keep in the back of your mind when you start stumbling, if you start a new program, that there are solutions to every problem you might encounter. So first off, the 5 obstacles are doubt, not wanting to do it, attraction, aversion, and distraction. So let's go over each one of those in detail and look at the antidotes for them. So doubt. There's two forms of doubt. One of them is doubt in the program whatsoever. You know, it's like, will that program really work? Yep, everybody's talking about keto or everybody's talking about HIITs, but will it work? Does it actually work? Are there can I expect real results from that? The other form that doubt can be is whether I can do it. Will it work for me? Will that program work for me? That's the other doubt that can come out. I don't think even if I did it, I don't think 10,000 steps a day is really going to do anything for me. So that you need to get rid of doubt. The next problem that can come up is just not wanting to do it. I call that laziness. And some people don't like that term, but it's a simple, not wanting to do it versus laziness. It's easier to say. So it just means you don't feel like doing it. You get up, you're like, I'm just going to sleep some more. Or, I don't really feel like doing that today. Oh, that's going to take work. I don't want to do it. So there's just that general sense of like, I don't really want to do it. So you think you know it's going to work for you, but one day you just don't feel like doing it anymore. Attraction is more like you kind of want to do it, but then something more attractive comes along. You know, you get home, you're ready to go to your Qigong class after work, and someone invites you to dinner. Or, yeah, something like that. Or, oh, you remember your favorite program's on and, oh, the timing is just a little bit off, and you want to watch that. So that's attraction. You're attracted to something else instead of what you had decided would be the better for you. Now, aversion is the flip side. You get home, you kind of want to do it, but then you hate walking in the rain, and it's raining. Or the only time you can walk today is at midday, and you hate it when it's sunny. It's too hot and too bright. So aversion, there's something about it. Now, you have to also watch out because you can be actually not like what you're trying to do. It's like you hate that food you're having to eat. So there's another antidote for that type of aversion. And then the final obstacle is just distraction. You haven't developed mindfulness enough. Distraction is basically you go through your day and you just forget that you had even planned on exercising. Or you forget that you were going to do 5 minutes of meditation after you woke up because something else you looked at your phone and you were gone for hours. You went from email to text to this to that, and you were just distracted. So the antidotes to these are, first, let's look at doubt. So if you're doubting whether something's going to be good for you, and sometimes not all these obstacles will come out, you might not have any doubts. But let's say you're looking at a certain food plan or a certain meditation, and you don't really know if it's going to do something. It doesn't work. So the antidote to that is getting more information. So study it more. Don't commit to something that you're going to put a lot of effort into unless you know it's going to work for you. And the other possibility is you doubt, it works for other people, but will it work for me? Then you got to work on your own beliefs. I had an issue with Spanish. I've been trying to learn Spanish my whole life, 40 years, right? It's kind of like I'd pick it up, I'd buy a book, and I never got anywhere. And I finally realized I got to apply these antidotes to the hindrance. And what was my problem? I knew that other people just got the book and studied and learned Spanish. There's plenty of evidence there, but I didn't think I could. I think I have a certain brain. I didn't think I could learn language. I'd done it and I tried enough and failed that I didn't think it was possible again. And so I had to change those beliefs and also apply the fact that when I put my mind to it, I can do anything. And at that time, this last time when I just started picking this up again, I studied for the MCAT. And I did 6 hours a day studying for the MCAT. It felt effortless. I'm like, what if I took that time and actually put it into studying for Spanish. I mean, an hour a day? Come on. Just put in the time, and then change the belief that you can't learn. So I told myself, basically, I'm a different person now. I have a different level of confidence, different level of ability, different level of mental clarity. And with determination, I will learn the language. It's not that hard. People do it all the time. I have grandchildren that are learning a language. And when I watch them, I realize it's not as easy. They're not sponges. Like 3 years before they're like saying simple sentences and they getting everything mixed up. Well, if I give myself 3 years at only an hour a day, I am sure I'll be able to speak better than my grandchildren can right now after 3 years of immersion in the language. So you saw my process there. Basically, I had to do some stuff to work on self-doubt, and I had to be aware of it so it wasn't going to hit me later and where I just throw out the book and say, I can't learn this. So doubt, get more information. The next one is that, I don't want to do it. So if I don't have doubt and I'm not thinking, it's not going to work for me, then it's just kind of like, I don't feel like doing it. That's called motivation. So you need to up your motivation. Traditionally, in like Buddhist studies and stuff, they use the 4 thoughts that turn the mind. And I'm going to do another talk on that. So you can go check out that video on the 4 thoughts that turn the mind. It's 4 basic thoughts that then get you ready to do anything that you want to do. So you need to find your why. Why would you want to do this? You need to supercharge that why, get really clear on it. And the other you know you can do it, and you know it's important. Bottom line. So that's a process of like analytical meditation, thinking about it a lot. And what people forget to do is that needs to be boosted every day. You got to boost, if you're going to do the practice every day, if you're going to do that diet or exercise every day or a few times a week, you need to spend as much time boosting that importance, how important it is, because you're going to forget. That's just our nature. We just kind of get in our groove again and we get lazy. That's the only way I can say it, because it takes effort to do some of these things. And not really, because it's fun when you're doing them usually. So it's not that much effort, but it's some sort of change that the mind kind of resists. So find your why and then remind yourself. Now this is where being in community is really important. So getting with people who are doing the same kind of change will help bolster that. I'm not going to be lazy. They're doing it. I'm doing it. It feels effortless when you've got group effort. So community groups, forums, social media even, focused on that kind of change will fuel your motivation. And it's easy. Social media, right? You can just scroll away for a while and get excited about what you're doing again, because people will post, at least somebody will be doing their practice that day, and they'll post about it and how good it felt, and you'll say, yeah, I want that. That's what I want for me. Attraction, another obstacle. So what do you do when all of a sudden something else seems so much attractive? Well, if you've got yourself bolstered up by these other practices, there's no doubt, you know your motivation, then things will lose attractiveness. So the solution's the same. Keep those strong, your foundation strong, and things will not be as attractive. And then when something shows up that is more attractive, I don't know, I use a little balance. It's like, do I need a day off? Is this the time? Will that like set me back if I do it? So it's kind of a gray scale. You got to learn yourself and be rigorously honest, and then look at what happens if you go with the attractive thing. If you, instead of doing your walk that day, you took a nap. Did I need a nap? It might be really nourishing. So, but attraction, the same kind of thing. It's keeping the awareness. If I choose that, what will my life be like in 10 years? If I keep on the track I'm going, what will my life be like in 10 years? Feel which one feels, which has the energy that you want, and go for that one. Aversion's similar, right? It's the same kind of thing. It's like, I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it today because it doesn't feel good and I'm tired and I don't know, it's raining outside or it's sunny outside, or I'm hungry, I don't want to be hungry and I want more food. So all these kind of things are aversion. It's something we're trying to get rid of, so we're trying to get rid of that hunger or that boredom, or I'm meditating, it's so boring. Boredom, we're trying to get rid of that. So it's the same kind of questioning. How motivated are we? Do we know that this is just a normal part of that there's lulls in excitement about things, that sometimes we do things that are uncomfortable? This is really a great place to practice equanimity. And equanimity is the ability to handle whatever's being thrown at you with kind of a calm poise. You can just handle it. It doesn't throw you off. So it's raining, you take a deep breath, it's fine, I'll be a little wet, or it's cold, I'll put on an extra layer, it's hot, I'll put on my sun hat. So there's all those kinds of things. Now, if you picked an activity that always is causing aversion, you never want to do it. You need to find something different that's going to give you the same results, possibly. So, there's a lot of variations in how you can eat. I mean, you got to handle a little bit of discomfort. We're adults, I think. And so there's a little bit of a discomfort sometimes when we get attracted and averted by things. And eventually we'll just have a certain level of equanimity where we can just accept that craving for something that we don't have to have, that aversion for something that we don't want to feel, or to just get rid of that. The other thing is, I ask myself, what is the kindest thing I can do for myself right now? So when you've got attraction coming up and you've got aversion coming up, it might be the kindest thing to, maybe that attractive thing is the right thing to nurture you right now. Maybe avoiding that thing is the right thing to nurture you right now. And maybe it's time for some tough love, where you love yourself by not indulging in or responding or reacting to those cravings and aversions. So that's those two things to keep about. Now the last one is just simple distraction. And this is where developing a practice of mindfulness, which is the antidote for distraction, is the most powerful thing you can do to change your life. To actually know what you're doing, when you're doing it, and what the consequences of your actions are. That's going to be life transforming. And it's a practice, so you're not going to be able to remember all the time. But you need to be that conscious awareness of your life. So you're not just being pushed around by whatever happens. You look at your phone. So many times I go to my computer to do something, and the first thing that pops up is an email or something like that, and I can't remember what I went to the computer to do. That is forgetfulness. That is distraction. And so to be able to, and that's usually not as important as me remembering that I'm eating a certain way, that I'm exercising a certain way, that I'm not just blurting out everything my mind thinks. Thoughts arise, and that I'm cultivating kindness and generosity. So these are some of my targets. So we've looked at the 5 obstacles: doubt, not wanting to do it, being attracted to other things, trying to get rid of something we don't want instead, and then just being distracted. And we see foundationally is to be sure of what you're doing, to know you can do it, to know why you're doing it, and keeping that in the mind. And the way to do that is to connect with other people that are doing it, read books about other people who've done it or doing it. Keep yourself immersed. YouTube videos on people, be selective on people who are creating the kind of life and change that you want to see in your life.